It's got very stormy here on Milos. We're on an adventure.
A washing related adventure.
Are you stalking me?
I don't think we could have planned a holiday any better than...
Hi guys, welcome back to Get Lost. Just over a year ago we bought a sailboat in Sicily that we made our home. We learnt to sail and set off for the turquoise waters of Greece. We're exploring slowly, working while we go, in the hope that one day we might make it around the world. We hope you enjoy these adventures, and if you've just joined us, then watch from the beginning and check out our website, togetlost.com, for loads of tips we've learnt along the way.
What was the cat highlight of the holiday for you?
It was, yes. We are now going to be very devastated if you don't make us godparents to
this tiny kitten. This does look like a maternity photo.
Oh, you did well.
Weird how sometimes they come out so hairy, you know? I've heard of them having like a full head of hair. But...
Have you met Ed's family?
Wow.
Sasquatch
up in here.
Oh, her nose looks so much better as well.
Aww,
it really does.
Little burrito. Look at
Even though she's still got like dog food the whole way on her head. Like.
Yeah. She hasn't quite learned to clean herself yet.
Rightio then.
I don't think we could have planned a holiday any better than what's just happened. Like,
it's worked out alright, hasn't it? Yeah.
That's a proper dream.
So you would go sailing again?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
See you next week then.
Yeah, well, yeah, not on my own.
I don't know who made you feel welcome, because I didn't want you here. Quite frankly, I'm pretty glad you're leaving.
See you later, Adam. Thank you so much for making me feel so
lovely to meet you.
Oh, dude.
Oh, it's been epic.
Totally, thanks so much.
Life took on a slower pace once our guests had left. Adam and I got back into our old routines of working and sorting out the boat in between island hopping around Milos to shelter from the wind. This is real life on board. Got very stormy here on Milos. We were due thunderstorms maybe 3 days ago. It looked like it might, but then it didn't, so I was very happy about that. Now it really looks like it might, and Blitzortung is saying it might, and yeah, it's getting very ominous, very windy. So we've prepped the boat. I don't really know. I mean, we've heard horrible stories about winds of like 60 knots and stuff with thunderstorms, so I'm always a little bit cautious. I can't even imagine what that would feel like, and I'm absolutely terrified of ever finding out, to be honest. 40 knots is, well, we've seen just above 40 knots. That's the most we've really seen that we know of, but our wind instrument does just randomly stop working when there's high winds, so that's the most it's recorded, and that was I mean, sustained 40 would be, I cannot imagine, because gusting 40 was loud. Luckily the storm passed and we had a speedy sail back to Milos to get some much needed admin done before some more friends arrived.
Driving down the road that I grew up on once again. It's when I pass your door the memories come back again. Pictures of us flooding back just like a wave. Makes me wonder what happened, what you're up to today. Remember when we
I don't know how to smile anymore.
We're in Milos and we came here because there was due to be some really high winds today, and we thought it would be really protected. Last night we went for a walk on the beach at sunset and found a little like beachside bar is like something from Asia. Just beautiful, like thatched umbrellas and like really rustic. And we got talking to them, and they only opened 2 days ago, so we were like some of their first customers. Super pretty beach, all these crazy rock structures everywhere. And yeah, we haven't really, I mean, we've had some big gusts today. It has been pretty windy, to be fair, but we're anchored in 3 meters of water, blowing straight out to sea, which just never happens for us. We always end up on a lee shore, no matter how much we plan. We always seem to get the wind coming into the anchorage, but it's been blowing us straight offshore, 3 meters, massive anchor out. We just, like, I've never felt so secure. I slept so well last night, even though there was high winds forecast. We are still on Milos, and we've been here for quite a while now, actually, over a week, sort of here and around all the other islands for over a week. A week ago we said goodbye to our friends, and since then we have done a little bit of running around to just try and escape different winds that were coming. We had southerlies, and then we had northerlies, and then we had westerlies, so we've been sort of just hopping around to some places that we knew were good for those. But our main priority really has been to just sort the boat out, sort our lives out a bit, because we had guests for over 2 weeks and didn't really get anything done. So boat jobs have added up, admin jobs have added up, and so we spent the last week just sort of 3 days of work. Adam's been working, and I've been working on the website, which is looking a lot better now, and go check it out at togetlost.com. And yeah, we've done some boat jobs. We're really struggling because we just can't find water anywhere. There's a couple of town quays nearby, but we really don't want to go on them. They look really a bit sketchy, to be honest. One of them's the marina in Adamantus, and it says the swell from the ferries, which you can see is just unreal. Tiny cat. What are you doing? This is what I have to put up with. What are you doing? She's been keeping us very entertained, that's something. There's one in Milos, but that's really small, really crowded, and again with massive ferries coming in and out. Tiny cat, you have to stop because you're gonna... Okay, let's just shut this, shall we? No. What are you doing? Yeah, so we don't want to go on the town quays really here, so, and we've completely out of water. I think having guests, where me and Adam are used to making it last for pretty over a month, I think we filled up twice or 3 times last season, and we're now a few weeks in and already we're out of water. They tried really hard, but I think it does take some getting used to. Living on a boat and trying to be careful with the water is not the easiest. So we are now completely out, which is a bit of a pain. Is he stalking me? Oh, hi. So we have found a beach shower. We've filled a few jerry cans, and that will keep us going. At least we can give our washing up a rinse with fresh water, and just, yeah. And we've got friends arriving on Saturday, so we also need to get laundry done. We need to do a food shop. So we've got quite a lot of things we still need to do. There's a part in the engine we'd like to fix. It's not like a massive part, as in it's not going to affect whether we can use the engine or not, but it's leaking a little bit, and so the bilge pump's going off more often than we'd like, and so they're bringing out hopefully the parts we need for that. So we'll probably, and then we've got crazy winds for when they come, sort of sustained 30 gusting upwards, so we just want to be somewhere safe for that. So yeah, we spent the last week probably not really enjoying Milos as much as we should, because I think it's supposed to be really beautiful, but also I don't know if you can hear the wind howling out there, but it's also been super windy. So we are on this beach, which, I mean, you know, if you saw it in England you'd think it was the most beautiful beach in the world, but here it's sort of a bit average, but it's fine. It's got internet, which is harder to get here as well, but so there's internet and there's water, and yeah, it means we can get our jobs done that we need to get done. There is the update. Baked a cinnamon bun cake. I'm quite proud of that. Hope it's tasty. Just what we need for this windy day. We're on an adventure.
A washing related adventure.
We found somewhere to do the laundry.
We have.
Laundry!
Gonna clean stuff for the first time this season.
We've been really extravagant and paid for dry cleaning.
It's not dry cleaning.
I know.
She's gonna clean them and dry them.
Drying.
Drying.
We've paid for
Some
drying.
will dry.
Extravagant. We've got all of this. Food, laundry, and I got mugs. I got some more of these mugs. Jadam loves.
I don't know why you like them so much.
No, I
They're just
don't.
really generic mugs
I know,
that
but
you'd
it's just
find
so
in like
nice to have something homely on the
any
boat.
office in the world.
But the
and
only
have-
mugs on the boat are like stained, horrible.
It's just because we don't have any water.
No,
we could
it's
just wash
because
them.
no. We weren't really happy with the covers on our outside cushions for the cockpit, just because a few reasons actually. They're really old and stained and ripped, so they don't look very nice. And also the dark colour of them, they're like a dark green, which obviously is probably quite practical, but in the sunshine they just get so unbelievably hot because they're that dark colour, so sitting on them is actually not very nice after they've been out in the sun. So we really wanted to give them a bit of a refresh. We wanted to recover them, so I looked into doing it properly with like umbrella fabric or something that was really outdoors and would last, and it was just coming up as being so expensive even if I sewed it all myself. And we don't have a sewing machine on board, we can't afford one. I figured I'd be hand sewing it and it won't be quite as strong as if I did it with a sewing machine, or quite as good really. So I wanted to do it as cheaply as possible with it in mind that they probably won't last that long, but they'll just be, you know, better than the ones that we've got now, look a bit smarter for a while. So I came up with the idea of buying, I found some really cheap tablecloths with a like really durable fabric, and they fit the cushion covers, the cushions perfectly that we've already got. So these were, I think they were £8 a tablecloth. They've got this, they have this pattern on them, which has been a bit annoying. If I was going to do it again I'd probably choose one without a pattern on, but I think they look quite cool, but I'll explain why it was annoying later. But they are, obviously they're meant for tables, they're meant to be spilled on, so they wash off really easily, and they're really durable. They probably won't last in the sun, and also the light colour means they'll probably get stained quite easily, but for £7, so it's going to cost us, it's cost us under £30 in total to cover all of the cockpit cushions, which, to be honest, if it just lasts a season and means that we can use them and we like the way they look, I don't really care. It seems like a good solution really. The umbrella fabric was just crazy expensive, and like I said, I don't have the proper equipment to be sewing it. It's obviously quite a lot thicker, so it would be much harder to sew by hand, and yeah, so this seemed like the perfect solution. So what I've done is actually just not spend too much time on it. I've done it a bit roughly, a bit by eye, and actually they've come out really nicely, so I thought I'd show you what I've done. This is the helmsman seat, so as you can see it's looking pretty tired. It's got quite a few stains on it that we couldn't get out. But yeah, it is a decent fabric, and it's obviously the colour of the boat, but like I said, it's not the best for our needs. So to do it really roughly, I just literally place the cushions on top of the fabric, cut the edges to the right size. So I made it so that the edge came up perfectly, obviously with a bit of room to sew the seam, and then the seam is effectively round here. Not quite sure how I'm going to tackle being able to get this one out. I guess I'll have to do the seam at the back, but the other ones I just copied the exact design because they had a zip on them where you could take it out. This one, yeah, the zip's here, so I guess I'll just copy that exact design. And then I wrapped it over, so I made sure that it was big enough for the overlap in whichever direction I wanted it to be in. So the pain with these came with the long cockpit cushions, because they were sort of a slanted shape, so one end was straight and one end was slanted, so obviously it was hard to get the pattern so that these didn't look a bit odd. I think I managed it. You can decide for yourselves, I'll show you. So yeah, once I'd done that, cut out the basic shape, so I just trim the sides down, and then pin it in place. With the material turned inside out, I pinned the seams and sewed by hand. It was a little rough and ready, but I was pleased with the result, and for anyone who can't sew, this is such an easy and cheap way of doing it. So here it is, finished. And you can see the seam is not perfect, but it's really good enough. One cushion cover for the helmsman seat. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, then like and subscribe to follow along with our adventures. Thank you to our patrons and to everyone supporting us with their good wishes and kind words. You make the storms a little easier to bear.